Alright, good morning. We are still here in Mornington Peninsula. It's moving day for us today, so we've just packed everything up and trying to beat this weather because it's now 10 to 8 in the morning and it's already 25 degrees. So it's going to be a hot one today. So we're going to try and push it as far as we can because we've got aircon in the car and not in the van when we're off grid. So yeah, we're going to try and push it as far as we can to get a little bit more advantage of that aircon, because yeah, it's now going to be off-grid camping for the next, I want to say about 2 weeks, until we get to where we need to be in South Australia. But then we don't have to worry about that for a little while. So yeah, off we go. Well, I don't know if 3 months is a good time or a bad time to go before getting our first insurance claim. But we already hit a pole. We are here in, I don't actually know where, Sunbury in Victoria, just outside of Melbourne, and he was pulling in to this parking lot over here and suppose just didn't see the pole and he went straight into the van, and that bolt down there where the awning is attached, that broke off. So yeah, not sure what we're going to do about this. Might just be our first insurance claim. So it looks like we're due for some rain. And what are you doing?
Just some long overdue maintenance. I didn't damage the van at all.
With rain coming, we don't want to make it any worse, so we're dodging it up.
We really have to make this look professional bogan.
Yeah, so dodging it up right now to hopefully last us. We just need to get to where we need to be.
And stop water getting into it.
Yeah, and just stop water from getting into it while we source a repairer to fix this all up for us.
Split right here as well. So what I'm going to have to do is, now I'm going to duct tape over the bag as well, so the bag is a little bit more reinforced. I have a little bit more in the car.
It's just run out of duct tape and the job's about half done. So this is our backup of duct tape.
Woohoo! Well, that's not very good.
Right. I mean, that's okay.
I mean, if I was a plasterer, I could probably put render on this and then let it dry and paint it and it'll be alright, but I'm not, so this is as good as it gets.
Right, so we're just at a little quick stop in Sea Lake, which is a really small town between Melbourne and South Australia. We're very close to our campsite for the night, but we just needed a little stretch first. But yeah, we just keep getting bad to worse because we were on our way from the previous checkup that we had, and both me and Rhodey's phones died like at the same time for I don't even know why, and it wouldn't charge back up, like it's just struggling to hold charge, and even while plugged in and using it, it's still draining the battery really quickly. So yeah, basically just had to follow the road signs to know that we're going in the right direction, because our phones were dead, we couldn't use the navigation. But yeah, so that's another reason why I had to pull over, to just charge our phones in the van for as long as possible before we can go again.
Oh, it's just a shocking sight to see. it's definitely not a bad little place here. This was just a random little pull-up spot we found after driving all the way from the other side of Melbourne. Little free camp just across from the Hotel Nandali, or Nandali. Toilets, showers, I think it's hot showers too. And 2 powered sites. Unfortunately, both powered sites are taken up by the time we got here. And they do have water. So that's always handy. I love seeing a free camp that has power and water. Or even amenities as well. But seems like the other valve is taken up with the hotel sprinkler system, so we'll leave that be for now. But can't argue. But be sure to stop into places like these because they do sort of rely on the generosity of travelers, I suppose, for lack of a better word.
How's that for backing up, huh? What an awesome spot. And he's just off the road too. So he tried to get as close to the back as possible to not have to unhitch because we're only here for one night. And so I was back there trying to navigate him in, and I was trying to get the aircon like in between the 2 posts and making sure it fits perfectly, and it worked. He's just off the road and was back as far as we can go. But so we're just going into this little pub now to get a drink, because after the day we had today, I think it's quite necessary.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bud.
Go to there.
It does. Now this is a pub.
Right, I know.
I'm keen, I'm hungry. I haven't had a pub in a long time.
How's that for food, huh?
Absolutely. Okay.
So we're finally back in the van now. It is still very hot. It is 7:15 right now and it's still 27 degrees. So we are dying, and Rhodey's just over there by our neighbours and asking them if we, because we have an adapter for the PowerPoint, if we can share some power so we can run the aircon. But of course Rhodey's over there by the neighbours telling his whole life story. So we don't actually know if we can share the power yet. The boys and I have been in the van for about 20 minutes now, waiting on the verdict. Well, verdict is in. They're more than happy to share their power with us because they understand their heat is unreal. So we've just plugged in our adapter and we've got the aircon running, which is a blessing. But only thing is, the van didn't cool down quick enough to put Riley down for sleep. So we'll see how he goes. I've got 2 fans on him. But so far so good. So for the sake of being real and keeping it transparent, we're prepping for a storm tonight.
So we don't think it's going to be too much weather, like water. It's just that since we sideswiped the van, the foot has broken off. So the thing that would cover our windows from getting any water trapped in the runner is now not working. So we have to come up with a bogan way of keeping it covered. Now, these are not typical caravan windows. These ones here, they run on like a little U slide, and that, with some wind and some water, typically pulls right below where the fly screen sits. So that goes down the back of the caravan and then seeps in everywhere. So, like Mish said, for the sake of transparency and keeping it real, this is Lucy for the night. Well, good morning, literal. Probably not so good. We just had to wake up early, get everything sorted. The rain is upon us. Lucy's not waterproof. We don't have anything covering us to get to the kids to the car, so we're cold and wet, yeah. And it sucks.
It's very, very, very wet, but it's 8 o'clock. We're trying to get out of here, but it looks like the right way we need to take to get to SA is all raining, but it goes down into like a strip, so you might think that we're going to go cut across and then up instead of up and across.
Yeah.
So here you can see the rain is coming down that way. That's where we currently are. We were planning on going up and across, but thinking maybe just go this way towards Adelaide and then up there. But yeah, don't know, we'll see.
Alrighty, so on top of the concoction of stuff happening today, we repaired Lucy's butt just to kind of, you know, cover her up from the weather, and lo and behold, it didn't last past getting wet last night, but fortunately it held up during the rain for the most part for last night, so that's okay. But yeah, we've had to just sort of stick some garbage bags in there at the moment. We had to keep that exposed wood from getting damaged even more. Not for any other reason than I just don't want to have more to fix.
Right, so we're just, I think pretty close to the border of South Australia, and Rhodey's just gone to the van and getting rid of all the fruit that we got because there's a quarantine zone coming up.
We're just here in, well, the Waikerie region. We're just pulling up to a free campsite here, and it's just sloppy. We tried another campsite up there, I think it was the Heiden Bend or something or other, the closest free campsite we could get to Waikerie, and all the good spots were taken, as they are. We've arrived pretty late in the evening, but the ones that weren't taken, you had to trek through this kind of stuff. Now, I'm all for a bit of a 4B by all means, but not when I can't see an area to turn around. So I didn't even bother sending the drone up. We just cut our losses, turned around where we could, and we headed to this one. But it doesn't look like we are gonna have much more luck. This, oh man, today has just been one cock up after another. What do we had to deal with first? We had pissing down rain in the morning. It was just bucketed down. Lucy's got a leak, a busted ass. Everything that goes wrong can go wrong. We had to tape up the windows last night. So we're packing down the van in drenched water. The kids, well, Mish had to look after the kids this morning, and it was just a big old screw around. Now, we found a campsite. We decided we were going to make it to Waikerie from Nandali Hotel, which is a beautiful place. But as we get here, the first campsite we get to is just washed out. It's just like we had to put it in 4-wheel drive to recover ourselves because we pretty much got bogged. Well, I mean, we did. We tried finding another part of that campsite, and it was just bullet ants. So we come to the next one, which is 5 minutes down the road back to where we came.
No better.
No better. This time it's not bullet ants, it's those little black ants that just get into everything.
But they bite.
They bite.
And I brought some in the van, and they're still crawling all over my feet.
Oh. So
in the car.
We've been in the car since 8 AM. It is now
6.
It's now 6 PM. We've been out and doing stuff, going shopping and all that, but the kids are over it, we're over it. We're heading now to Tarlee Oval. You might recognize it. We were there when we came through South Australia to get to Vic. So
yeah, it was when we just finished the York Peninsula. It's
got to be our saving grace. This is the last campsite we can try. We're going to get there at 7:30. We're pushing it. We don't usually drive this late. The kids, we're just going to have to bribe them with like lollies or something. Riley's in the back with a bottle. Eli's going to need something.
I hope Riley falls asleep because he's having it the hardest. He's not dealing with it really well.
We're going to have to chalk this one up to a loss and maybe come back after it's dried. It would be great when it's dried. The bugs won't be out so much. The ants won't be above ground.
I'm not interested.
Not. Well, you heard it first here.
Nothing about this looks appealing. We were just going to stay here because it's somewhere to stay. But
yeah.
I wouldn't come back for it.
Nah. But yeah. All right. Well, fingers crossed. Let's do this. So I think Lucy identifies as an off-road van.
So in the midst of everything that went wrong today, we're just going to add to that list, shall we? So Rody forgot to plug in the Anderson, like the DC run, when we left from Macca's, because we took the kids to Macca's to have a play and we used the free Wi-Fi to download stuff on Netflix for them. And when we stop, he unplugs it, and obviously forgot to plug it back in when we left again. And so that was dragging on the ground for about 52 kilometers. So yeah, we have to replace that. And probably not the best thing to be happening after everything today, but I suppose it comes with the territory.
Alrighty, so we're just kicking it here in Tarlee. It's just nice to be able to wake up and not have to go. We did do 2 days, 1,000 kilometers basically from Melbourne, well, sort of southeast of Melbourne to here. We did do a little bit back and forwards. But now the next couple of steps is we're just going to take it easy, just chill. We got our family, a family of friends that we met in Tintinara. Aaron and Kelly, they're going to be coming and seeing us today. I think Aaron might be at work, but either way we're going to make it work. Now we just got to talk to some caravan repairers and try and get this sort of quoted. Now we're insured through WA, RAC, but because we're in another state, we have to source a caravan repairer ourselves. Our multiple quotes to send through to them so that they can approve it. Now that's not a trouble. So we've pulled up in Tarlee, close to Adelaide, so we can get a hold of more caravan repairers, because Waikerie doesn't really have many. The issue is that if the damage is going to cost more than the insurance on the van, then we might be looking at a write-off. Alright, so we just thought we'd provide an update for you guys. So obviously Lucy's got an exposed rear end from being sideswiped. We are taking her into Edinburgh, which in Adelaide there, to get looked at by an inspector. This will be the verdict as to whether or not she's written off or if she gets repaired. I really do hope she gets repaired. There's a lot of memories in there and she's been good to us. I wouldn't mind a newer van, but I don't know, just feels like Lucy's part of the family, you know?
She definitely is, and she's definitely a conversation starter as well. Like, everyone that walks past her definitely makes a comment. Even Eli got upset when she had an owie on her bum.
Yeah, so every 5 minutes.
Eli's upset about it too, so we'll see what happens. But we couldn't really wait till Friday. It's only Tuesday now, and we need to get a verdict because we need to come up with a plan of action, because we're not sure what's even happening right now.
Alrighty guys, so I've just come out of the caravan repair and just had a brief chat about them. Just gonna sit down. So, well, unfortunately Lucy is a write-off. As far as what type of write-off, that's up to the insurance company. But the gentleman here has, yeah, he said he's taken a look at it, he's taken photos, got our claim number. It's gonna cost about, I think he said off the top of his head, he said it's going to cost about $15,000 just to replace the left side and the back side's cladding, or like exterior cover. The J-rail or the cornicing that they've got on this isn't available anymore, so he's got to wrap the entire side in new cornicing. There's paint to match everything. The awning frame, I think the legs come in two pieces, so he said that's going to cost about $2.5–3 grand. Then there's labor, including taking the air conditioning unit off the back, taking all of the housing for the wiring and the overflow valve and all that sort of stuff, taking off all the wiring for the lights, the steel beams for support. He's gonna have to take everything off of the back and the sides and then put everything back on. So that means, you know, resealing it up, all the labor and everything, taking the solar panels off the roof of the back end, because that's where the back panel runs to. So he said it's going to cost about $15,000 just for that, and that's not including the fact that we have some wood damage inside of the wall, which I suppose you could expect with these older vans, but it's still a bit of a shock. So yeah, he said it's a write-off on his part. Now it's just a matter of what the insurance company wants to do, but it's going to cost well over probably $50,000-$60,000 if we wanted to proceed down the route of getting it fully fixed. So unfortunately, poor Lucy's going to be retired. I'm going to miss her. Alrighty, so we're officially done with Tarlee Oval, and we're heading to Waikerie now. So we start work on Monday and we run through till February 10, but they've given us a cabin in the interim until December 23rd because of the issues we're having with Lucy at the moment. And we get the first 3 days, they'll cop the site fees for the first 3 days so we can actually get
Settled in.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah, depending on how things play out, last night might have been the last night in Lucy.
Yes. The caravan repair has already said it's a write-off. Now we're just waiting for the assessor.
From RAC.
From AAMC.
Yeah, but RAC
like an affiliate.
allocated them.
Oh yeah. Well, so let's hope that it's all good news, and you know, although we will miss Lucy very much, we do appreciate the time we've had with her. So
yeah, it's just come to the point where we kind of feel unsafe being inside of Lucy. We're just hopeful that everything works out in the time frame that we've got, because we've only got the cabin until the 23rd, and if the assessors decide it's a write-off, they take Lucy on the spot.
yeah.
So if they don't give us our payout soon after and we have a new van before the 23rd, we're literally homeless.
Yeah. So we are a little bit on edge, for lack of a better word.
A couple of stressful days.
So, but we have a cabin for 3 weeks, and we're going to start work. So we're going to be at a holiday park. Kids are going to love it. All right, we'll keep you informed.
I was ready for that, but at the same time I wasn't ready for that, because it just makes it more surreal just watching her getting towed away.
Thanks again for joining us on another episode. Although this is not how we expected things to happen, we would like you to join us in next week's video, where we see what the future holds for our family. Drop a comment on how you think it pans out. Until next time, Don't forget to like and subscribe.